KJ's Kitchen. I am KJ. I'm 14 years a master level fitness trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist, and most important to me, I'm a happy mom serving up healthy meals from my kitchen to yours every Wednesday here on Facebook on the Get KJ Fit fan page. You can also check me out over on Instagram at Get KJ Fit. I'd love to see you there. Today I have a very special guest, my daughter. So during our shut-in, our social distancing, whatever we call it, our quarantine time, it's really important to get the kids in the kitchen with you. You're teaching them healthy living. You can teach them how to bake and cook so that they're more prepared. And it is never too early to get started. Even my 2-year-old son, he's in the kitchen with me every day as well, helping me scoop, measure, not chopping yet. I keep the knives out of my 2-year-old's hand.
Mama, one time, Daddy let me chop with like yesterday for dinner.
You chopped with a knife?
A sharpened one.
Ah,
But I didn't get cut.
Yep, it's always good. You gotta teach, otherwise how are they gonna learn? And we need to stay healthy. So today we're gonna be making an amazing Easter treat. Joelle, do you think that treat tastes good?
Yes.
Yes. And it's loaded with nutrition. So we're actually going to be starting with carrots.
Yay, carrot.
Now, I already shredded these carrots because I was already making them. And so I wanted it pre-done so we can save some time. We are limited on time because we've got the kids here constantly.
I'm so excited
we've got
to make it.
1.5 cup. Do you want to put that in the bowl?
Wait,
We're starting with a medium bowl. Go ahead and put that in, dump it out. Boom! And while we do that, we better set and preheat our oven, okay?
Wait,
so
why?
you could go with a traditional carrot cake. Lots of sugar, not necessarily always mindful for the waistline.
Mom, why?
Set your oven, because otherwise you can't cook if you don't have the oven set. Set your oven to 325 degrees. You got your 1.5 cups of carrot. So, my question to you, I'm sure you may have eaten a coconut macaroon, right? Now, they're like coconut, horribly sweet. I mean, so sweet. Coconut little cookies that are really just made of coconut, sweetened condensed milk, sometimes some flour to help bind it. Well, I'm going to give you a total revamp, not only of a coconut macaroon, but I'm going to show you a creative twist on how to make this completely Easter. Now, what's more Easter than a carrot anyway, when we talk about that bunny, right? The Easter bunny, I bet he likes to eat carrots.
He loves carrots, but there's no... But Easter bunnies don't exist because they're not real
we
bunnies.
don't talk like that in case other kids want to know about the Easter bunny. Yikes. We don't break the news. Some little kids, Easter bunnies are way cool. We love Easter bunnies. Okay, we have not talked about disclosing information yet, but so sorry if any littles are watching, and that maybe was some news. So, let me just explain to you why carrots, aside from it being very Easter and much more nourishing than just a bunch of coconut. If you are looking 1 cup per 1 cup of coconut versus carrots, you're talking about, and this is unsweetened coconut, you're talking about 560 calories per cup in shredded unsweetened coconut versus 45 calories in 1 cup of shredded carrot. Okay, consistency-wise, tastes similar on texture. Sugar-wise, I even think carrots are kind of sweeter. So you're gonna have an amazing quote-unquote macaroon, even though I'm gonna show you what we're doing with those, by substituting carrot for coconut. Now here's the deal. This is not 1 for 1. That'd be great. I still want it to taste very coconut-ish. So it's 1.5 cups carrot to 2 cups of unsweetened, what do we got here? Unsweetened, this one's organic, came from Aldi's, coconut flakes. Joelle's already going for it. She's eating them already. They're delicious, right? Okay, here's 1.
Wait, is that real coconut?
That's real coconut.
Where?
1
From
cup
where?
from a coconut, but they put it into
no,
a bag
what
for us.
What state?
Good question. Let me check.
Maybe,
2 cups. Let's check what state. You know, I would think Hawaii makes a lot of coconuts.
I love Hawaii. I love their coconut drinks.
Let's see. product of the Philippines. These ones came from the Philippines. Okay, so you've got yourself 2 cups unsweetened coconut flakes, 1.5 cup of carrots. Let's move into some binding agents and some extra sweetness, right? Well, we're gonna bring in coconut oil. What better complement to coconut than coconut oil? This one is organic, virgin. You wanna go virgin unrefined. And you want it to be, what do I say? Liquid, melted. Okay, so we're gonna go with 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Melted coconut oil. 1.
Mom, you said I can help.
Oh, you are gonna get to help. Here, ready? 2. Sorry, sis, this is a little greasy, but I will let you help for sure. You know what you might wanna do is rub some of this coconut oil all over your arms. Coconut is so good for your skin.
Please.
So if you're not rubbing it on your skin and you're wiping it on something else, I suggest utilizing it. It's a wonderful moisturizer and it won't stain. And you're not super greasy, I promise, once it all coats in. Wonderful. Next, we're going into honey. Now, I bought one of these once, a squeezy bottle, but I keep reusing the bottle because I buy the big mason jars of local honey and I keep pouring it in because I think squeezing the honey is so much easier. But you're gonna go with local and raw if it's available. During all this quarantine time, you're gonna go with whatever you got. We're going 3 tablespoons of honey. Now what I've omitted in this is a traditional macaroon is like a sweetened condensed milk.
May I help?
So we're gonna, I feel like we got a little air time in there.
That happens.
I might have to go get the jar of honey.
That happens sometimes when I get in the bath.
When you get in the bath?
The little squeezy thing.
Yep, so
that happens.
sis, you hang tight here holding that. I gotta go get the jar of honey because I got a little plug.
What jar of honey?
I got
That's the biggest honey I ever seen.
that little guy may be stopped up with a little sugar. You know how honey crystallizes.
Ooh, that's so good.
So we're gonna go get our big guy out. Yep. Hang on, sis. You wait till the last time. We don't put our fingers in food that's going back into containers. There we go. 3 tablespoons of honey.
Wow.
Got it? Delightful.
It's so good.
Wonderful. It is so good.
It helps my throat.
I agree. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe that off, get it a little clean. So we're going to use that again, that tablespoon. Okay. Next, 2 tablespoons.
You still have honey.
I still have honey. I'm licking myself here.
I love honey.
Almond flour. We're going blanched almond flour. You could do finely ground or regular ground. This one came from Walmart. It is a 4-pound bag for around $20. 2 tablespoons. This is different than almond meal. I do suggest using almond flour. Here's the thing. You're in quarantine. You have no almond flour? Use regular flour or any gluten-free flour alternative.
Will we get our hands?
I don't suggest you using coconut flour because it is very different when dealing with liquid. So you could do chickpea flour. I think it would have a different flavor. Almond flour, I think naturally is a little sweeter.
Chickpea flour?
Yep, that's a thing. 2 tablespoons of almond flour. Okay, and last but not least, when it comes to this step, is vanilla. I love my pure bourbon vanilla from Trader Joe's.
Now can I do it?
Real vanilla. Yep, you're gonna hold this. Half teaspoon, got it?
Yep.
Hold that. It's a half teaspoon of vanilla. Whoop, and drop that in.
Ooh, that looks good.
Just don't use imitation vanilla. I don't know, it's something I grew up knowing my mom used, probably just based on affordability and also not being informed. She now uses pure vanilla because she's educated.
I love the vanilla taste.
The imitation anything, fake anything's not where it's at. Yep, hang on. Let Mom do a little mixing and then you'll take over, okay?
I love the vanilla taste.
There's not much moisture going on in here. I mean, I'm just now mixing around the honey and the vanilla.
I bet it tastes so sweet.
Yeah, and the oil. So it's not a ton of mixing there, just trying to get it a little distributed so you don't just get one big blob of honey somewhere because that will stick to a spot.
Will I get to do the eggs?
Yes, let's do eggs right now. I pre-cracked them so we don't get so messy. I'm not washing my hands in a sink right now. 2 eggs. I'm gonna go ahead and whisk those. I beat my eggs first. Again, I want that well distributed as one ingredient.
Wait, can I beat that first?
Beating means spin it fast and like strap it up like this. Got it?
Yeah, I see.
That's beating an egg. All right. So I do that just so that, again, once I get it in here, it's not like a yolky spot and a white spot. It's all pre-mixed right there. And while Joelle is beating the eggs, I'm going to tell you of our very last ingredient. And it's a combination of cornstarch and water.
Can I do it?
Of course, you don't just put cornstarch in.
Can I do it?
Hang on, sis. You're working on that. Now, here's the deal. If you have arrowroot, I don't. So I had to compromise. If you have arrowroot, go for it. It would be 2 tablespoons of arrowroot to 2 tablespoons of water. That would be the combination. You pre-mix it before putting it in. This is going to be the similar binding agent. So, and it's also gluten-free. So this entire dessert or snack or treat, Easter treat, is gluten-free. 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch into 1.5 tablespoons of water.
Mama, look.
Very good. You can dump that in and start to stir.
Wow.
Yeah, and here I like to use this and make sure we get everything we can out. There we go. Very good. Can you start to stir that?
Here, Mama.
Use the handle so that it's not going anywhere. Okay. And let's get these
Yes.
cornstarch. What is 1.5 tablespoons? Let's break that down to mathematics. Okay, first let me get
This already looks like a big ball.
a big ball. Well, let's get the measurements here because you can't easily do a 1/2 tablespoon unless you're like, wow, perfectly looking at that. Watch out, sis, you're splatting. We don't want eggs all over.
I'm trying not to splat.
Okay, 1 tablespoon into the water.
Ooh.
1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons, so that means 1 teaspoon.
And mixing, mixing.
And then that means 1/2 teaspoon.
That looks
So
like
1
milk.
tablespoon plus 1.5 teaspoon.
That looks like milk.
It does, maybe, if you like your chocolate milk. Okay, and then we're gonna stir it up. I like to just use the tiny little 1/4 teaspoon here because who needs to waste any? Here we go. You know, like the whole cool fun of science and cornstarch is like, oh, if you touch hard, it gets hard. If you move soft, it stays soft. So you don't want to just play with it all day. You do want to move slow so that the cornstarch dissolves and you don't end up with that giant
how does it get hard
ball.
again?
So
does it get
we can work on science projects after this, sis, but right now we're gonna stay on task, okay?
Okay.
So
Can we do science after this?
we can do science
In
after
my
this.
science box?
Well, immediately after this, Mommy goes live in her KJ Fit Club and we do live workout. Today we're doing yoga.
Wait.
I think a lot of people can get a decompression session out of that.
So I'll play with Daddy outside.
And you can play with Daddy outside.
Yay!
If anyone's interested in joining the KJ Fit Club, just holler at me. I would love to have you join us. Lots of fun giveaways every week. Multiple recipes, more than just once a week like I go live here.
That's getting soft.
Various recipes I'm posting all the time. Last but not least is our cornstarch. Pour it in.
It looks like milk. Hot milk for
Okay.
babies. Looks like hot milk for babies.
Hot milk for babies. Here we go. So now all that liquid, the eggs and the cornstarch, really is moistening it up.
Mom,
Okay, so at this point,
maybe.
hang on you.
I don't
You really want it to kind of soak up. You want the flour to soak up some of the egg.
What's soaking up mean?
What's soaking up mean? That means that the liquid is going to get absorbed by the flour, so it's not liquidy. So you're just going to let that sit a few minutes.
Or turn into a ball.
We're not going to turn into balls, but I'm going to show you what. While you're letting this sit to hopefully soak up some of that liquid, you're going to prep your pan. You're either going to put parchment paper down, which of course we're out of. I didn't run and get some because I don't want to run out ever. So I use a Silpat. You can use a Silpat just the same. If you have parchment paper, go for it. And you're going to prep that pan. I'm going to demonstrate, even though they're a little liquidy, just for the conservation of time. Bless you, sweet girl.
I was coughing.
I still want to bless you every day. Okay, so even when this soaks up a little more, so it'll look a little different. I'm just going to conserve some time here. We are gonna, hang on, there's something at the bottom down there. It looks like, no, looks like the coconut oil got a little cold. That's okay, it'll all cook off, right? Gonna use a tablespoon. I'm just gonna demonstrate one for you, although I think this makes around, depending on how big. Well, I don't want you touching it, honey. It's raw egg.
No, I'll go.
Depending on, nope, it's all done. We're just demonstrating. On top of, I forgot what I was saying. Interjected of helping child. 1 tablespoon, 10 to 12. It's gonna make 10 to 12. So you're gonna put a nice size. I call these little nests, right? We're gonna make little nests.
With little
You
S's
see
in
that roundedness, but I'm keeping it very patty looking. And then I'm taking a small spoon. If you don't have a baby spoon, you'll use something similar. And I'm really digging in and creating a
But when you put it
nest.
when you put it in the oven, it gets a little flatter.
Yeah, not much flatter. It's not gonna grow like a cookie.
No, I
So
mean
you got
like-
that little hump. You see that? You're gonna do that around. First, put all the tablespoons in, then go and make your little nest indents. You're gonna put that in the oven at 10, maybe 12 minutes. Keep an eye. Based on where you are, it might be more like 15 minutes. You wanna make sure that it is set and get slightly, very slightly golden on the coconut and the carrot. I suggest you leaving it on the Silpat or on your baking pan. Hang tight, sis. Leaving it on there to allow it to cool at least 5 minutes before using a spatula and gently, may I say, with a spatula, moving around the edges. You're going to lift it so it doesn't break in half. They're gentler, they're more fragile than cookies. And then you're gonna get them on a cooling rack for another, until cool. Could be 5 or 10 minutes. Now, we ourselves had Reese's Easter eggs. You can use any kind of Easter egg that you have. And candy-wise, they could come as M&Ms. Woo! They could come as M&Ms. They could come as those malted eggs, those chocolate eggs, whatever kind of eggs you like. This happened to be the only egg I could find in our Easter stash. And if not, you could use jelly beans. I mean, the kids are going to eat the candy anyway. So Joelle knows she's got to eat the good stuff before she can get the candy. So she knew right off the bat when these got delivered to her, pick one. She knew, you're going to hold it up to show people. Can you tilt it just a little so it doesn't fall? Woo! She knew immediately she had to eat her carrots before she could eat her candy. Now again, we're saving a ton of sugar, a ton of fat, a ton of calories per nest by substituting out a lot of the coconut for carrots. So let's give it a little whirl, sis, huh? Give it a little taste.
Take the eggs out first.
Okay, you can drop the eggs or you can hold the eggs with your 2 fingers. Here, let's try, sis. Okay, ready? Cheers. Woo! I personally think they are super sweet enough.
So good, so good.
They are not the level of sweet that you get out of a traditional coconut macaroon.
They're
But
not like macaroons.
the sweet factor is plenty to enjoy it, and imagine it's more like a treat or dessert than it is a stack of carrots. You're gonna put your egg on. If you like and you want the way I will, you'll alternate candy
Mom,
and carrot.
candy for last.
Okay. Hopefully this recipe served you and you can go ahead and have some fun with the kids. If you happen to have these in your pantry already, as we did, or I know there's a lot of curbside pickup for grocery stores if you want to make sure this happens this week for Easter while you are getting festive, decorating, and having fun with your family.
I love Easter.
You can surely be, rest assured they're getting nourished before all the sugar happens, right? If this recipe serves you, please share it to your wall. Someone out there definitely could use this recipe. And tag a friend who you know is looking for some really smart, healthy Easter treats. I am here every Wednesday. If you are not on my email list, go ahead and I will be posting a link. You will be able to sign up there. I'm going to publish this recipe and put it into inboxes today. So you guys have plenty of time to get all the ingredients and you have it right there written down for you. And again, if anyone's interested in joining my KJ Fit Club, please just shout out a little message to me. We can correspond there in direct messenger. Have a fantastic, fantastic Holy Week.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everyone. And for those celebrating Passover, I mean, I think eggs and nests, I'm not quite certain, but I do believe coconut might not be on the Passover menu. Happy Passover, even if you can't use this for your Passover festivities. All right, much love to everyone. Have a beautiful Easter, and we will see you next week. You take care.
Bye.